Good morning, good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, January the 18th, 7 a.m. Welcome back to the Venator Trading YouTube channel. We're back at it. Just chilling, waiting for our 10-minute candle to print here on Eurodollar, and we'll do our daily scalp play here to see how that goes. The 5-minute play last night did not work. It failed. This Top Step account that I've got here going right now is just over 3%. The funded account, I just got the certificate last night, signed everything, sent it off. It says it takes 1 to 2 business days to send out the express funded account is what they call it. So we'll see how long that takes. Could be today, could be tomorrow, maybe not till Monday. I don't know. But we'll see how that goes. So, but we are funded. We're funded with 100K. So as soon as that account comes in, we'll start trading that. It'll be on here. We've got Bespoke, the Bespoke account. So I said I was only going to do the London scalps and the New York scalps. And, I just saw a great setup yesterday on London. After the 5-minute scalp failed, I saw those the Asian lows, all these lows. Saw this run up, and let me just show you. So once you got this break right here on the Bespoke account, I got in on the pullback. So we had this run up. We've had a break of structure with displacement down, fair value gap. I got in right here, and I took it all the way down. So that account is now at 6%. I know I said I was only going to do the scalps, but I just took the trade, and it worked. So I don't know how I feel about that, breaking a rule. When you break a rule and you win, it's not always a good thing because it can create bad habits for future trading. But the reason I justified it to myself was like, Brad, why are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove that you can pass with all these scalps? Or are you just trying to prove? Are you just trying to trade? Because if you're just focused on trading, which is what my intention was coming into this year, was to stop worrying about the stream, stop trying to worry about growing your profile or social media or whatever, anything like that. Just trade. Just be the trader you were before you started streaming. Just focus on trading because that's what made you profitable. I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to trade. I know what the trades are. I see it, and which I'll just try. I should just trade, and so that's what I decided I'm going to do. So we're at 6% on the Bespoke 10K account. We'll see. Maybe we might be able to knock it out today. We'll see. We're going to do the 10-minute. We'll do the 10-minute New York opening scalp here on both of these accounts, this one and the Bespoke one over here, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll keep trading if we don't hit it. I don't know. But great start to the year. Great start to the year. Funded with a 100K account after a week and a half of trading, and nearly ready to pass phase 1 of the 10K Bespoke account, and halfway to our profit target on the next 100K account for Top Step. So we did fail the Apex challenge, and that's all right. We will get an Apex account. I'm going to get one. I'm going to show you how to scalp your way because it's the cheapest. It is the cheapest, and they do offer, if you can figure out how to add 1, then you can add 10. And they'll allow you to have 20 different accounts. So you could have $2 million in funding just through them. Top Step only allows you to have 3 accounts. And then if they quote unquote tap you on the shoulder to give you a truly funded live account, then you could have 4. But right now, you can only have 3 express funded accounts. So we've got 1 funded. We're halfway to number 2, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll add the 3rd. I'd like to see how the payout process goes with them. So the payout process with Top Step is you have to have. There's no set calendar day that you have to wait to get funded. The only requirement is you have to have 5 days of $200 profits. So technically you could get paid out once a week. As soon as you have 5 days of $200 profits, you can get paid out. And then the way that they manage that is you can withdraw 50% of your profits, and I believe the first $10,000 there's no profit split. I believe the first $10,000 is just yours, but you can only withdraw 50% of your profits. Every time you do a withdrawal, you can only withdraw 50% of your profits. You have to leave that cushion. They make you leave a cushion in there, which I think is good. It's fine. Until you have 30 total days of profitable days. So 30 winning days. Once you have 30 winning days, you can withdraw any amount you want, 100% of your profits, whatever. I believe after the first $10,000, then it becomes a 90-10 split. So there was a $149 activation fee for the express funded account. So I had to pay, I can't remember what it was, whatever sell they had going on. They had a sell going on for this account when I bought it. So whatever the sell was that was going on, that's what I used to buy this account. So I don't know, it was like $50 maybe, $100. It was under $100. That I used to buy the account, and then that would be a monthly subscription, right? But once you pass your express funded account, you don't have that. You don't have to pay that monthly subscription anymore. You just pay the one-time $149 activation fee for your express funded account. So all in all, it's $149 plus whatever you purchased. And that $149 is the same no matter what size account you have. So whether it's a 50K, 100K, 150K, it doesn't matter. They're all $149 to activate the live express funded accounts. So every time you pass, you have to pay $149. So all in all, it's whatever your sell price was. So let's say $50 plus the $149. So right at $200 for funding on a 100K account, which is half the price, more than half the price, or less. Well, I don't know how I'm saying this, of a Forex 100K account to get, and you only have to, it's one step. You only have to make 6%. Now, drawdown is a very limiting factor. I get that. But otherwise, I'm enjoying Top Step. They're good. I'm also enjoying Bespoke. I love Bespoke. They're the sponsor of the stream. As far as Forex firms go, I think they're the best out there. So that's why I love working with them. But they're two different things, right? Futures versus CFDs, trading Forex for CFDs with CFDs versus trading futures. They're different models. And that's kind of what the stream is, obviously, futures versus Forex. It's like which one will we end up being more profitable with? I don't know. We'll find out. The nice thing about the futures side is that for a 10K account, for the same money I would purchase a 10K account with Bespoke for, I can get a 100K combine challenge or two 50K combine challenges for the same amount. So, all right, here we're coming in on our, it looks like it's going to be a bullish candle here. So we're going to set this up like so. One tick below, one tick above. We're going for a 1-to-1. We'll do a limit order. We're only going to risk $150 on this buy stop. Let me set this up over here as well. Lines. Right there. All right, and then we'll do a buy stop as well. All right, we'll see how it goes. My gut says this goes down, not up, because here's what happened so far. Asian session, we have run the highs. We immediately displaced. So what is this? This becomes a breaker block, right? You look on the 15-minute time frame. There's all kinds of 30-minute time frame even. There's all kinds of beautiful breaker setups. So you had this last down close candle, run the buy stops, and you displace lower. You even have the unicorn fair value gap inside. It's come back up once, twice, respected all of this. Come back up again. We keep rejecting. We are failing to make new lows too, so that's not great. We do have news coming out at 8:30. There's building permits. There's unemployment claims. So this could very well just chop until 8:30. You do have some nice, there's some liquidity targets up there, but all in all, you've made a lower low. You've made a lower high. You would anticipate a lower low being made here. So my gut says if this gets tagged in early, that it probably is a losing trade, which is fine. I don't care. We just take this trade every single day. If it comes down first, then maybe it could get hit. If it comes down first and grabs liquidity, and then we get with news, you get a pop up, that would be fine. But I think if we take out this high early in this hour, like in the next candle, if we take out this high in this candle, then I think this tanks. We did close. No, we didn't. We respected this fair value gap right here. We do have some unfilled fair value gaps and volume imbalances above us. So, I mean, we'll see. There's been many days where I'm like, yeah, this is never going to work. And then they work. So, I don't know why. What's up, Beeswax? ICT student was the first in to like and comment today, knocking John and Cisco off their thrones. So, way to go. De Villiers, hey, not the only one looking for company and consolidation. Happy New Year. What's up, man? Happy New Year, buddy. Had a beautiful London scalp on NQ. This was just so pretty. So had this big run up, and as the London session opened, so all of Asian lows were down here, and then you just get this big quick spike up. And so I was anticipating when you get a big quick spike up, you typically are going to get a healthy retracement like that above that. And of course, I was just targeting the fair value gap, about 50% of the leg down. And this is just a break of structure after running liquidity, fair value gap entry right here. So 2-minute time frame. Struggled a little bit at this fair value gap, came back up one time, and then it just plowed right through all the way to TP. My original TP was down here, but as it approached it, I just went ahead and closed it out for 2.7 on this, and it actually brought that account back up above the 3% line. So very good trade there on the London scalp. And since we've just been ripping higher, I've taken out the previous day's high now on NQ here. Previous day's high right here We've taken that out and still ripping up. ES trying to take out previous day's high, but still has some work to do to get up there. So we'll see what goes. We'll see what's been going on all week. We've been just dropping lower on the ES, so not unexpected to maybe see a Friday pullback here, and maybe the low of the week or the low of the month is in on January, potentially. Dona. Dollar showing some weakness today off of this volume imbalance on the monthly time frame. We've wicked right up into this monthly volume imbalance, and now we're getting the weakness off of it here as we close out the week. On the weekly time frame, I'm watching this fair value gap. We're going to see if the dollar can close above this weekly fair value gap, that would portend for a stronger dollar heading into the next week or so for the month of January. So you do have some nice relative equal highs up here, a nice fair value gap on the weekly time frame, and a nice fair value gap on the monthly time frame up here. So this weekly fair value gap right here, I'm interested to see how the dollar closes out today. If it just tanks back in and it respects this fair value gap, if the dollar closes back inside this range, then I would anticipate potentially a push up early on Monday or Tuesday next week, and then you see a weaker dollar and we head back down into this fair value gap on the weekly time frame to the downside. So we'll see how that all plays out today as well. After this New York scalp plays out, I don't know if I'm going to trade. I probably won't do much more. I have some stuff I've got to do this morning for the other job, for the real life job. So I've got to be in earlier than I typically do. I've got a couple meetings I got to knock out, and then I'll be done for the rest of the day. So once we get through this first hour, we'll probably call it a day, and then I'll get out of here. And then tomorrow we will be doing a 10K account giveaway from Bespoke. Every Friday we give away a 10K challenge. So that'll be happening tomorrow as well. So hopefully you guys will be here for that. Quiet day in the chat today. Quiet day in the chat. After running this previous day's high, we've really had no reaction. I mean, this is the weekly high right here. Current weekly high from the holiday Monday and Tuesday. So if the weekly candle flips bullish, it's impressive, because the NQ has tried every single day to run lower, and it just keeps getting bought up. And finally today we're seeing a massive big blue candle. We'll see how it holds out, of course. We'll see how it holds out. Let's see what's going on our scalp. We did not take out the high. We've taken out the low, which again, I said I would prefer to see the low get taken out first, which is fine. Maybe could grab some liquidity here and then run up. It also wouldn't surprise me if this thing just drops after running Asian liquidity, dropping down. We've come back up into the breaker. You could see if the dollar's going to have to find some strength here. Dollar's going to have to start pushing pretty hard for the euro to fall. If the dollar is going to fall back into if the dollar is going to fall back into this weekly fair value gap right here, then that would lend itself to our scalp working today, just depending on time. Time is a key factor there. John Jones. First? What are you talking about, John? There are many before you. Nice job on getting funded. Good for you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. How is your Top Step Challenge going, John? GRK Forex, welcome in. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. Hope your day's going well. Thanks for being here. Let's see what's going on our Gilded Gal. Getting a little push up. I don't know why I keep thinking today's Friday. It's not. It's only Thursday. Coming into this 4-hour breaker here, these down close candles initiated a run above liquidity. We've broken through. Coming back up into this breaker here. There's not a fair, I mean, there is technically a fair value gap on the 4-hour right here, but I would be more concerned about this breaker here. Price comes back up into it, and you have an order block right here, so. Oh, I got the yawns going. If this fair value gap here, that fair value gap here, if we close above it, this is an hourly time frame, then you would anticipate this liquidity up here on this high. You did get this big leg down, and you've just had a slow crawl back up after this displacement leg. Slow crawl, rebalance, basically backfill some of the price action here, and then doesn't make a new low. Hit my daily loss limit twice this week. Really? Your personal daily loss limit or the Top Step daily loss limit? What's up, Mr. Alfie? What's going on, man? Mr. Alfie, it's been a minute. Oh, John. What's your risk per trade? 0.5%? And what model are you using to trade with? Are you using the what they're teaching there on Top Step with the auction and the VWAP and all that? Like, is that what you're using, or are you using a different style? At this point, I don't even know. Well, that's not great. That's not great. You need to have a very clear reason why you're entering into every single trade you're taking. Know exactly why you're getting in. Know exactly why you're getting out. So turned around upside down. Well, I've been there, and man, the thing that really kind of helped me, that's kind of how I felt like as I ended the year last year with trading, and the stream. And I remember thinking and feeling that I just don't know. I don't have a consistent, what am I doing? And honestly, getting on FX replay and back testing and back testing and back testing and watching candles print over and over and placing trades over and over and over and getting used to what I was looking for, what I wanted to see. Did I see it? And then executing and then just watching it play out is really what kind of, I guess, refocused my attention this year so far into executing my plan. And if you don't have a plan to execute, then to me, that's truly gambling. If you don't have a plan, if you're not executing your plan, you're gambling, because the plan is built around your edge. And if you don't know what your edge is, then you don't really have an edge. So for me, getting in and really locking in on exactly what I was trying to accomplish, what I was trying to do, that's what made the difference so far for me this year, to get back on the charts and attack my trading with the discipline and the focus that profitability requires. Mr. Josh says, I've been watching, just not commenting as I've been distracted. We got a new puppy. Oh, what kind of puppy did you get? I'm definitely a dog person, so my wife wants to get a cat so bad, and we have 3 dogs, and I told her it's until Kirby dies, we're not getting a cat. And she loves Kirby. We all hate Kirby, you know this. But until Kirby goes, we're not getting a cat. I don't mind cats. It's just we already have too many animals. A black lab, called him Reggie. Nice. Black labs, dude, those dogs have so much energy, my friend. Oh, they have so much energy. Labs are cool, though. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Speaking of Kirby, man, that dog. But getting back to what John was talking about. I've been there so many times, man, where you feel like you just don't know. Like you see so much, and then everything you convince yourself after losing so much and not seeing those wins, you're like, this is all just random. This all doesn't make any sense. There's no way this works. There's no way you can be profitable at this. You get mad. You go on tilt. All the things, right? Like all of the things that push traders to leave this business and leave this industry. It really just comes down to, man, you got to buckle down. Maybe you need to get away from the charts. Maybe you need to not trade. Maybe you need to be like, hey, I'm going to take a week off. I'm not going to open the charts. I'm not going to watch Top Step TV. I'm not going to watch Venator Trading. I'm not going to get on social media. I'm just going to get away. I'm going to let my brain reset, and then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to start back testing. I'm going to get off the charts completely, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to spend a whole week and I'm just going to back test. I'm going to back test and back test and back test. And I'm going to figure out what is my plan. What is my plan when I sit down to trade? And I want to know it clearly. I want to know exactly what I want to see. I want to know exactly where why I'm entering and where my take profits are and where my exits are. I need to know all of these things, or else I have no edge. And if I have no edge, I am just fodder. That's all I am. I'm cannon fodder for the market to just chew me up and spit me out. Mixed metaphors, whatever. Man, NQ just not, NAS is not finding any relief valve here. It's just blowing off the top. ES still trying to reach its previous day high up here. Gold about halfway into that 1 hour fair value gap, right at the 50% mark there. This inefficiency, and also showing really no signs of slowing down. We just started the new half hour. Dollar showing a little bit of strength here and pushing the euro back down. How do you deal with losing streaks while funded? I'll be honest, getting funded is a mind trip, because when you're trading these accounts, you know that this is just monopoly money, right? And quite honestly, it's monopoly money when you're trading the funded accounts. We all know that they're simulated. They're not in the live markets. Now, whether they're A, booking you, B, booking you, reverse trading you, selling your data, whatever it is, how they're monetizing you, doesn't really matter if they're paying out. But in your mind, you know the payouts now count. And the way your brain works, when you know this doesn't really count, like it's, I don't know. One of the reasons I think I'm trading better is I just don't really care about these combines and these challenges. I care really only about just executing and being focused on what I'm trying to do. That's what's helped me, I think, trade so well here at the beginning of the year. When you're in a funded account and you see you go into drawdown, right? Or you hit a 1 or 2 or 3 trade losing streak, 4 trade losing streak. You start to question everything, and you start to realize, oh my God, like, I don't know, you just start beating yourself up. It's a different kind of feeling. It's a different kind of weight that you carry when you're trading a simulated funded account. Because your brain knows that that's a paycheck. And so how do I deal with it? How do I deal with it? I really get up every day, and it starts with I get up and I just sit and I focus. I spend time in prayer. I go over my whys. I go over my plan. I go over the fact that it doesn't matter. These accounts don't matter, and I just need to focus and trade and execute, because I've back tested so much and I've traded live so much that I know now exactly what I want to see and how I want to see it. And I need to get in and get out, take my profits, and wait for another setup. And if I don't have a setup, leave. Or if I hit a profit goal for the day, leave, shut it down. It doesn't matter what happens after that. If I hit my loss limit for the day, leave, shut it down. It doesn't matter what happens after that. But ultimately, in the end, losing streaks are going to happen. You're going to go into drawdown. And I think why people get so junked up about losing a funded account is because a lot of people never get them, or they take forever to actually get funded. And so then they're sitting here thinking, if I lose this account, it's going to take me another X number of months or another year before I'm back here and able to try to take advantage of this again. So all of these mental things keep, flying around inside your noggin. And it's hard. It's hard. If you actually had a full 100K, your actual own money, and you were trading your own 100K account, and you were down $5,000 or $6,000, you're probably not freaking out because you have $94,000 left. So 6% drawdown, you're like, that's no big deal. You're also going to trade it like, oh, I'm going to take my time and get this back. I'm not going to try and rush it. But the problem is like on this Top Step account or on whatever other Forex challenge you have, those drawdown limits are like 8%. And quite honestly, there are plenty of hedge funds that go down 15, 20% in any one year, and then they'll still come back and make profit. And so the drawdown limits that we're having to execute in and live with and work around are extremely tight. Extremely tight. So don't beat yourself up too much if you blow an account, because I would only beat myself up if I blew an account because I took every trade the way I wanted to. It met all my criteria. I executed it, my plan, and I still lost the account. Okay, cool. I would only be mad at myself if I lost the account because I just didn't trade well. Like I broke my rules. I didn't wait for my setups. I didn't follow my plan. All of those things. I think that's what would make me more upset is than just if I'm going to lose a funded account because probabilistically the data just didn't go in my favor, but I executed everything the way I wanted to, then that's going to happen. But losing a funded account because you started gambling or going on tilt or revenge trading or whatever it is, that's what would piss me off and make me really get worked up about it. GRK4X says, sometimes you know exactly what you should be looking for when you're backtesting, but when it's time to implement what you know by patiently waiting for your setup, you can't, and it messes with your mind. Yeah, that's the one thing that I have with backtesting, and I've said this before. I said this a lot last year. That's why I hadn't backtested a lot last year, is because it can build up this impatience in you, because when you're backtesting, you can click through, like on FX Replay, I can backtest an entire month in an hour or less. And in reality, that took 5 days a week for 4 weeks out of the month to do all of that. If it was actually live, going through your day, sitting there in trades, watching it, waiting for setups. So it's good for eye training, but it's very bad for patience training. So it's good to train your eye. It's good to train and test your system and what your setups look like, but it's very, very bad for patience. It actually does the opposite. It makes you impatient when you sit down at the charts because you have to watch every little tick happen, and you have to wait so long for setups to come around. And that's where people get junked up a lot. They just don't have the patience to sit and wait for their setups. It's one reason why I really spent a lot of time trying to find these two scalp plays, the 5 minute continuation and the 10 minute continuation scalp plays. It's because you don't have to wait every day it's going to be there. You just do the same thing every single day. And statistically, last year, you would have made a killing only taking the 5 minute and the 10 minute scalp. You would have made a killing. You don't have to sit and wait. You don't have to do anything. You can literally set these, walk away, close your computer. It does not matter. We sit here on the stream and we watch, but you don't have to. Like me talking this out and watching this do nothing it's boring. And you don't like, I could just set this, close the chart, be done for the day, come back and find out what happened. I'd probably, if this doesn't hit by like probably 1 or 2 p.m., if this just drops and wiggles around, it doesn't come back up by 1 or 2 p.m., I'll probably just cancel it. I don't want to wait for the last, hour and a half, especially in Forex. The volatility goes away after around noon, New York time. So would probably shut this down if it doesn't get triggered in, but I just leave it. I could just leave it set and not have to worry about it. For me, I fix that by screenshotting my setup and then just waiting for it to present itself. Do you have that strategy posted on Discord? I have the breaker strategy that I used all last year for Bespoke to get funded on 2 different accounts. This breaker strategy, it's on my YouTube page. It explains exactly what I look for and wait for. The other strategies that I use right now, it's really a conglomeration of everything that I know about trading. It's not, it's fair value gaps, it's inverted fair value gaps, it's liquidity runs. Those are the main things I'm looking for, is where's liquidity, where's price trying to draw to or away from. And then I'm looking for specific entries on lower time frames. And that could be a fair value gap entry. It could be an inverted fair value gap entry. Could be, and I've been using sell stops I've been using stop orders a lot. So I'm trading with momentum. So if I'm anticipating, for instance, if I'm anticipating where's a good example of this? So let's just say right here, right? If I'm anticipating a run of these lows, as it comes down, as this candle comes down, and if it doesn't take out these lows, as this next candle comes up and starts to print bullish, I'm going to set and I would target the fair value gap, the fill of the fair value gap. This would be a quick scalp, right? I would just target I would say this fair value gap hasn't been touched one time and hasn't been filled in. So as maybe it's this one right here, like whatever, I don't know, but I would set a stop order as this bullish candle prints, leaving behind liquidity. Just set a stop order right there, so that when it comes down and it's going to come in with momentum, and I would just scalp through to the internal liquidity. So that's a scalp play that I've been using, that I was using a lot on the Apex. I've been scalping really. Except for this, there's only been a couple of like longer holds. This was a longer hold for me in this Top Step Combine. I got in at, what was that? 215 and was out at 235. So like a 20-minute hold. That's a very long hold for me so far. Most of them are 3 to 5 minutes or less. Some even, depending on how quick the candle moves. But you gotta know your trading plan. You've got to know your trading plan. There's no way around it. Like, you just have to know what your trading plan is. You have to know what your A+ setup looks like. You have to know. You cannot just go in and push a button. I mean, you can. And theoretically, you can still be profitable just randomly going in and pushing a button. But you've got to know how you trade. You got to know why you're entering. You've got to know why you're exiting. Why you're taking profits where they are. If you don't know any of this, you're truly gambling. And that's not that we don't want to be gamblers. We want to be traders. We want to have a very logical reason for why it is we're doing what we're doing. NQ is just ripping, man. Just ripping. Looks like it's going for the weekly flip here. It's currently, I think, already flipped bullish for the week. Yep. Trying to make a new weekly high. Impressive. And meanwhile, all while the dollar is finding a little bit of strength, ES is not having the same momentum higher, unable to take out even the previous day's high, let alone make a new weekly high here. Not saying it can't or won't today, but NQ definitely leading the charge. Quite a bit of weakness here on euro dollar. That breaker block holding up extremely well. Last down close candle, run liquidity, displays through, comes back up. My target would have been 50% of the breaker, which would have been right about here, and I would have had my stop above the fair value gap, the highest fair value gap, which is up here. Would have gone into some drawdown, danced around in and out of profit, and now you would be in very large profits here. I don't trade ICT except for fair value gap retracements that I've added to my system. What's up, Dean? Good morning. I'm not a ICT disciple. I like, as far as me saying that you've got to trade ICT. I'm all for you trading whatever you want to trade. I've said it many times. There's so many profitable trading systems out there. It really comes down to the trader executing this system again and again and again and again. That's really what it comes down to. Now, for me, the ICT trading models, and there are multiple models, make the most logical sense to me. They're easily identifiable, in my opinion. And they consistently, especially when I'm locked in, like for the beginning of this year, they have consistently played out over and over. And most of the time, any trades that I've taken for losses have been because I've gone on tilt and broken a rule and not waited for a setup. When I wait for my setups and I'm focused and I'm locked in, the ICT concepts work, man. Whatever you think about the guy himself being a charlatan, a phony, an idiot, whatever you want to call him, it's fine. But you can't knock the actual trading methodology itself. It stands up to any other trading system out there 100%. It stands up. And whether it's his concepts that he just other people's concepts that he's just repackaged and reworded and reframed and retaught, or whether it's he actually are his own original thoughts, I don't even care, and I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to talk about who said what first, who found what first. I'm here to trade. Doesn't matter to me where it came from. Just looking to learn and improve. I think that's what we should all be doing as traders. Just looking to learn and improve. I think that should be all of our goals, to learn and improve. If I can learn something from you, if your bullet fits my gun, I'll shoot it. You know what I'm saying? So Trading is just trading, and if you find something that you can adapt and apply and learn and consistently play out over time, and you can execute it, then do it. Do it. Oh man. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to see our entry get tapped in here. I will leave this running. Like I said, until noonish. I'll come back and check and see what's going on. And cancel it if I need to. But it's taken out some sell side liquidity here now. Dollar's finding some strength. Be interested to see how the dollar responds up inside this area here. It has reached up above buy side, tapping into this fair value gap. This is the breaker, and if the dollar wants to push lower, we ran buy side, we displaced through, coming back up inside in here to this higher time frame breaker right here, which we're sitting inside of right now. Will be interesting to see how price responds in and around this area with the dollar. If it just bull rushes it, this weekly fair value gap, this red line is the top of the weekly fair value gap. Bottom of the weekly fair value gap, still trading above it and violating it currently. So we'll see today and tomorrow if it wants to close back inside of here, or if it wants to just keep ripping higher and head up here for the monthly fair value gap. We're going to need to see a weaker dollar for this play to come in. Again, we have news coming out in about 30 minutes, so that might be the catalyst to bring in some dollar weakness, depending on how those unemployment numbers come in. So much price action to backfill here. The daily high would be a good target for a reversal counter trend play. This first daily, there's a fair value gap right here on the 10-minute and on the 15 as well. That retest of that daily high, previous day's high. Failing to make any kind of break of structure here. Even on the 2-minute, we have not taken out and made a structure shift. 1 minute. Took out a little liquidity there. Oh, so far we're just making aggressively trending up. Coming into the top of the hour. The previous week high is also 50% of the daily fair value gap on NQ. You talking about this, Dino? Is a strategy you're using in a short video or part of a longer one? I'm trying to find it. The breaker block strategy is on my YouTube channel. And it's part of the strategy, but I don't put out videos. I don't put out separate videos explaining. I just stream. Probably not the best way to grow a channel, but I just stream, man. I don't talk through. I don't put out separate videos on how I'm trading. There's plenty of other guys that teach ICT concepts, and that's really all I'm doing is just ICT concepts. And there's so many other good content creators out there that actually that make really good high quality videos. Casper SMC is great. TT Trades is great. There's others. So I don't know. I'm probably not the guy that you want to go to find in-depth strategies specifically. But if you want to watch somebody just methodically trade and talk about psychology and whatnot, this is a good place to be. Right now, I do most of my trading off the stream, quite frankly, as I've been working on these Top Step futures accounts, and I'm really only trading those after the market opened at 9:30. So I'm not streaming during that time. Number one, I can't do that every day like I can at this time for the Forex stuff. So. The scalp strategy, it's just where's my entry? I'm looking for the first point of liquidity to scalp. So for instance, on this fair value gap right here, I would be targeting these lows. And it's not going to be a 1-to-1 win rate. Or it's not even going to be a lot of times a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, because if I'm just targeting these lows, or if I was targeting this low, I would probably say, look, we've had a break of structure. The next low is right here, this swing low. So I would get in at either at the fair value gap entry with my stop above the candles that created the fair value gap, and I would be targeting that. So you're going to get tapped in, go into some drawdown, and then you would have scalped that, and that wouldn't even be I don't think that would even be a 1-to-1. Oh, it is 1-to-1. And there you go. That would have been a 1-to-1. So there you go. We should have a Discord scalp stream sometime. I was thinking about that. Is just do it in Discord. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that. I hesitate, Dean, only because I've been doing so well not trading in front of people that to do that, I don't know. I just don't want to reintroduce the pressure to perform, I guess, that I don't feel when no one's watching me and I'm just trading and executing for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time. So, but I do think it could be valuable. And I think for me, I think I kind of want to get a good payout off of this Top Step funded account, get the bespoke phase 1 passed, maybe pass another 100K here, maybe add another 100K from the Top Step to it. And then maybe we'll be like, okay, hey, let's stream a couple scalp sessions there and show you guys what I do. But for now, like I said, I got some other stuff I got to go take care of in real life. We'll be back tomorrow doing the The 10K giveaway, I'll post it on Discord and on Twitter. It'll probably be about this hour, the 8 o'clock hour. We'll probably just do it then. But we'll post it. I'll post it on Twitter and Discord, of course. But we'll be doing our Bespoke Weekly 10K giveaway. So hopefully you guys can be around for that. But for now, I'm just going to leave this trade running. I'll come back and check it later this afternoon or later this morning and see how it's going. But thanks for guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching for the last hour. Appreciate you being here. John, man, hit me up on Discord if you want to chat. Love to help if I can, but hopefully you can get it squared away and turned around, man. All right, guys, stay safe, happy hunting, and we'll catch y'all mañana. Adios.